Yeah, blessing sports trackers. Welcome back to the channel. Hope everybody is having an awesome day so far. Want to take this opportunity to thank those persons who have subscribed to the channel so far, and I also want to encourage those persons who have not subscribed to please go ahead and do so now. Right now, after you have subscribed, please ensure that you hit that notification bell so that you will be notified each time I put out a new video. Alright, sports trackers, today we want to focus a little bit on Shericka Jackson, and her progress so far. Shericka Jackson would have opened their season at the Queen's Grace Jackson meet at the National Stadium, running the 400 meter race, and I think she would have clocked a time of 53.11 seconds. She would have also run a few 60 meter races, the last of which she ran over the weekend over there in England, and she managed to clock a time of 7.18 seconds. Right now, some persons would have been critical of Shericka Jackson because, they have set the bar so high that most times when they compete, people expect them to win, right? And Shericka Jackson finished fourth in this race. Right now, personally, sports trackers, I don't think the position in the race is important to Shericka Jackson. I think she's working on her speed and her strength as well. So running 60s and 400s, is all a part of her development, and it is geared towards running some better times over the 100 and the 200 meter races. Just to put things in context, the first 60 meter race that Shericka ran, she ran 7.23 seconds. And this time she managed to lower that time to 7.18. So to Shericka, I'm sure she would be saying she would have met her objective. You understand? Because the objective is really to try and go faster each time you touch the track. Right. Now, there are some persons that would have been hoping to see Shericka Jackson return to the 400 meters. And I think that some persons, having seen her open her season running the 400 meter, would probably think that, it is an indication that she plans to return to the 400 meter. But sports trackers, there is nothing uncharacteristic about Shericka Jackson opening her season with the 400 meter. As a matter of fact, most sprinters in Jamaica usually open their season running the 400 meter. So that is nothing new. You understand? So I don't think that is any indication that she plans to return to the 400 meter. And I don't think she should either. You understand? Because when you think about what Shericka Jackson managed to accomplish last year, running a time of 21.45 seconds in that 200 meter, the second fastest time ever registered by a female athlete, going so close to the world record, which is 21.34. I think Shericka Jackson, if she should return to the 400 meters, would really compromise her chances of doing well in that 200 meter. Because the 400 meter will take a lot out of her legs. You understand? The 400 meter is a very hectic race. It's a very difficult race. It is one that requires a different type of training, right? So for Shericka Jackson to subject herself to 400 meter training right now, I think it wouldn't make any sense, and it would really compromise her chances of bettering her time in the 200 meter and even the 100 meter, right? Because we must also remember that Shericka Jackson has a personal best time of 10.71 seconds in the 100 meter, right? So I think the 1-2 combination right now for Shericka is a better combination than the 2-4 combination. And I think she should stick to the 100 and the 200 meters. You understand? Yes, there's a cause for concern in the women's 400 meters in Jamaica right now. Because presently, I think our best hope stands with probably a Candice McLeod and a Stephanie and McPherson. So I think Jamaica is experiencing a changing of the guard where 400 meters is concerned, especially on the women's side, right? Because we have seen the likes of Novlene Williams exit the 400 meter. We have seen Shericka Jackson stepping down from the 400 meter. So I think it is high time now for our youngsters, to really step up and announce their presence on the world stage. We have the likes of Stacey and Williams and Cherokee Young coming through, and I think now is the best time for them to step forward and really announce themselves on the world stage. And another thing to look on, for Shericka Jackson to really go back to the 400 meter right now, it would really be difficult for her. Even though Shericka Jackson is probably one of the most versatile female sprinters that I have ever seen and the world has ever seen, I think the 400 meter for her this year would be very difficult. Because a lot of persons might be looking at the fact that, Shawnee Miller-Weibo is out on maternal duties. She will not be competing in the 400 meters this year. Some persons might be looking at it and saying that this year is the perfect year for Shericka to go back to the 400 meter and probably think that she would go there and dominate. But personally, sports trackers, I don't think it would be that easy, because when you look on the fact that the Americans have a lot of young talent, a lot of very young talented persons running the 400 meter. They have always dominated this event. If you want to go back to the likes of Sanya Richards, Ross and Alison Felix, and the list goes on. But coming through, we see the likes of Abby Steiner, who is running some fantastic times. We know that there's Athing Mu as well, who is also running very well. And there's the possibility of Sydney McLaughlin stepping down to the 400 meters as well. So the Americans are there. There is a possibility that this very talented athlete, Salwa Eid Nasser, will return to the 400 meters this year. And there is a very high possibility of us seeing Salwa Eid Nasser coming back to the World Championship this year. And as it relates to Salwa Eid Nasser, though, so many persons probably think that she will just return and pick up where she left off. But personally, I think it will be difficult for her, you understand, to just come back, return to the sport. For those who have not been following, and she has been on a 2-year ban for some whereabouts violation after that fantastic 48 1/4 second clock in at the World Championship, in which she managed to beat a very impressive Shawnee Miller-Weibo. And I just think, when you find somebody can run a 48-1 in a 400 meter, a female running 48-1 in a 400 meter, and then there is news coming through that she would have missed 3 mandatory drug tests. You understand? It raises some questions. So I personally don't expect her to really come back and pick up where she left off. But there are the likes of Femke Bol, who is coming in from the Netherlands, very exciting young talent. She managed to break that long-standing indoor 400 meter record. There's also Paulino from Dominica, another very exciting young talent. I don't think it would be that straightforward for Shericka Jackson to really go back to that 400 meter and win that gold medal because Shawnee Miller-Weibo is out. The 400 meter sports trackers will be one of the most competitive events at this year's World Championship. So personally, that is my thought on the whole situation. Please let me know what you think in the comment section. Blessings.